Hi, my name is Nick Falgout, and I am on hellacious tilt. I think I have drafted 6 times over the course of this night. Have made it to the second round a couple times. I just lost in the first round with a deck that had double Skin Render, Massacre Worm, Chancellor of the Spires, a bunch of insane blue cards. Just to a guy, a Molten Steel Dragon. Guy literally mind slavered me twice while I had the Molten Steel Dragon in hand using fucking Razor Hippogriff, and still didn't kill me with it, and I still lost the whole match. I'm going to take this Chancellor of the Annex as my first pick. Seems first pickable. It's a pretty weak pack. I broke my mouse, so now I'm on touchpad duty. It's in the physical violence stage of tilt, so there's really nothing to be gained from continuing to play. But I wanna get to the finals. I'm gonna play till I get to the finals. I'm gonna record them all. I'm gonna delete them all when I start getting pissy. I have like very little skin left on my wrist because I've just been slamming it into things. Here I could take an off-color card in Spinebiter, or I could take Remember the Fallen or Shriek Raptor. I think I'm gonna take Shriek Raptor. I actually kind of have been turned off Remember the Fallen a little bit. I feel like I rarely get enough artifacts to actually support it. Legacy Welsing's Spring is fine, so is Parasitic Implant. But we're gonna go white. Let's go white, shall we? Here, Shattered Angel. Let's definitely go white. Let's take a bunch of white flyers and then not kill our opponent with Mindslaver, just like our last round opponent. I will take Remember the Fallen here, though. Reaper of Shieldred's fine, but better stay in white. 1 second. Okay, so the Reaper is sort of the first actual really good. I mean, it was kind of a bummer to pass Suture Priest and Blinding Soul Eater in the pack with the Shattered Angel, but it's not like taking the Soul Eater would send a better signal. We're just going to have to cut hard. Artillerize is what I want. I hope to get one of these Wellsprings back, especially now that I picked up this Artillerize. I keep ending up in red-white. I've had some success yesterday. Before this round of ridiculous tilt, I had an Urbrask deck that was quite good. I'm going to take this gentleman. Deathhood Cobra, not that exciting considering we don't have any green cards yet, and Lost Lenin seems to fit more or less what we're doing. See, I mean, look, we have 6 picks and not one of them is an artifact for this Remember the Fallen. I mean, we'll get some, but it just might not be, you know. I think as a 1-for-1, this is pretty unexciting. I thought it was really awesome at the beginning. Pristine Talisman, or I could take Victorious Destruction, but we're pretty expensive. I think the acceleration's actually better than the marginal Shatter. And we only have 1 red card anyway, so the Talisman leaves us a little more open. You know, if I start picking up like Victorious Destruction, I'll start picking up, you know, other late crappy but playable red cards, and then all of a sudden I open some kind of thing and Besieged. You know, like for instance, if I take the Destruction, Despise isn't really an option on this pack, but since I didn't, you know, since I took the Talisman, I can think about taking Despise here. I could have thought about it anyway, but with 2 red cards, you know, you are losing value. Apostle's Blessing is something I like as well. I think that's just going to be my pick. Possibly that's wrong, but I don't know how powerful Despise actually is. I like it fine, don't get me wrong. Hovermere, Auriok Survivors. I've yet to be impressed by an Auriok Survivors. And even though we might be red, I don't know if Viren's the right call with all this white. I'm just going to... This guy gets a lot of shit, and he's clearly not the absolute greatest card in the history of the world. But I kind of like having one of this or Vault Scourge in all my decks to block Impaler Shrikes, to jump in the way of Plague Stingers. You know, he gives... that's not a defensible pick, but I don't give a shit. Fuck you. Definitely should have just taken the Viren or the other thing that was in that pack. Alright, well that tabled. So I'll grab it. This is not the pack out of which I took the Pristine Talisman though. Yeah, I'll take this Lost Lenin. And the Hulk. See, I don't need Flameborn Virens. I have Phyrexian Hulks. I mean, if nothing else, Hovermere is a great thing to throw at somebody with an Artillerize. Excuse me. Yeah, I've come almost a full 360 on this card. I think this card's pretty sweet. I still don't like it as a removal spell. I don't like relying on it for removal, but clearly in a pinch it'll do. But I really like it for evading removal that your opponents use, and also killing people, you know, lava axe style. You rarely care about sacrificing your creature artifact if you're dealing the last 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 points of damage to somebody. Loxodon and Convert, of course, you saw me take there over the War Report or whatever. Besieged Swamp. I really like the Besieged land art, so that's good. Yeah, we have a big flyer. We got a couple other flyers. We have a Spine of Ishsaw. I think that's the pick. Add another 7. I really love Spine of Ishsaw. I would normally first pick it over just about anything. Corruptor gives me a little bit of pause. Passing the Sky Hunter's not great, but hopefully we'll pick up a Rusted Slasher or 2. Obviously, Artillerize is good with Spine of Ishsaw as well. Here, I will grab this into the core. Everything appears to be coming together quite nicely. Strandwalker's good. Spin Engine's good. One of these Flare Husks could table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or we could get stuck with like Lead the Stampede and or Nathosaur, but maybe one of the Flare Husks will table. Someday, my prince will come. I'm really glad I took that Pristine Talisman, because it looks like 5 is going to be a good slot for us with these flyers and removal. Pristine Talisman is, again, normally something you don't mind hucking at someone with an Artillerize. So yeah, now that we have this spine, things like Rusted Slasher go up in value. Choice between Blister Stick, Shaman, and Divine Offering. We already have Into the Core and Victorious Destruction to take care of artifacts. I mean, we're passing an awful lot of white now. We've passed a Sky Hunter at least. We haven't taken any white cards this pack. But I think I actually just want, I mean, this is a dude. This guy's fine, but we have answers to him, clearly. I mean, we have Spine of Ishsaw too, which takes care of artifacts. Not to be forgotten. I think Acre Wellspring will serve us just fine. Now we really want some sack outlets for our dudes. Good blue cards. I could take Treasure Mage, I guess. It gets the Hulk or the Spine. But I don't think I want to splash it at this stage. I mean, maybe Flare Husk was better there. Sky Hunter comes late. I like that. I like it a lot. Man, my wrist is throbbing. So, Copper, Carapace, or Ogre Resistor. No, I'm going to take Carapace. We have the 2 lean-in dorks. Resistor is fine, but we have Convert to slide into that role if need be, and we don't want to cram the deck full of double red after we have Sky Hunter, Chancellor, Angel, Shriek Raptor. You know, Into the Core, clearly worth it, but we don't necessarily need to pick up a bunch of double red stuff. Although here I think, no, you know what? I've been higher on Gore Vassal ever since I realized that Blighted Agent is a thing. Well, I mean, it's not like I didn't realize that going in, but a lot of 1 toughness things that need to not be around anymore. I don't want either the. I don't really want any of these cards. I will just take the Nathosaur, which I don't see myself running. No, the Nathosaur sacrifices the Acre Wellsprings, of which I'm about to pick up another, even though there's a Ringleader there. Even despite it. Not a big Ringleader fan. No Rusted Slashers, though. I'm going to hide this Hulk. I will run double Nathosaur, though, with Spine of Ishsaw and 2 Acre Wellsprings. That's for sure. So, we're at 12 creatures and 22 cards. So we could definitely, I mean, Hovermere is first on the, in fact, I'm going to hide it. I think the deck has outgrown Hovermere. You know, Converts on the chopping block. Or even Remember the Fallen, you know, in absence of a creature. Well, that Treasure Mage is there. Mirror Works, or just grab the Treasure Mage. Yeah, I don't see Mirror Works making the deck, even though it's cute. This appears playable. Reese, and Swamp. Koth's Courier. We're gonna hide you. Ideally, we won't run you. So, yeah. This deck looks pretty good. Glint Hawk would obviously be good. Glimmer Point Stag. I mean, we clearly have room for a bunch more playables. We can cut Ichor Wellsprings. We can cut various things. I think I'll take Stratascythe. Not much of a sacrifice to cram a Stratascythe into the deck. Shatter's good. Stratascythe dies to Shatter. But other than that, it's pretty sweet. Necropede's also fine. How about Razor Hippogriff? Tumble Magnet will also do. I don't think Tower of Calamity is what I'm looking for in this particular deck. Although I do need to get to 7, and I don't have any acceleration except Pristine Talisman right now. But will that get fixed? I really hate that Sphere of the Suns comes into play tapped. Just thought I would complain about that real quick. Why does Sphere of the Suns come into play tapped? Here I want the Artisan pretty badly, so I'm going to take it. Spellbomb is good, Skyguard's good, but Artisan is just so sweet. Maybe he's not what this deck wants now. Yeah, you know, he is. He is. That he is. Heavy Arbalist is mana intensive and not a dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This thing, it's not great, obviously. It's not like we need 3 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're not going to have Metalcraft all that often anyway. I just don't... The Arbalest is good. We just don't have to make dudes. Let's need some dudes. That's a bad pick. But it's the one I made. It's the one you signed up for. How about just like 3 consecutive mana meter? You know, we can cut a Leonin, we can cut a Wellspring, we can cut Remember the Fallen. Even then we'll still be... Oh. Yeah, okay. Infinite 5 drops and 7 drops with no acceleration. Sounds fantastic. Mirrorworks plus Forgemaster. Obviously, you should always take Mirrorworks in the event that you are going to open Forgemaster, or get past it relatively late. I can cut Carapace here. You can't really cut any of these creatures. Yeah, no, these are... Well, this sacrifices stuff, actually. He's actually great. A fine addition to the squad. So I'm cutting 1 Nathasaur. I'm cutting Shriek Raptor. Doesn't seem good. Cutting 1 Lost Leonin. I'm just cutting all these creatures. I guess I'm cutting 1 Ichor Wellspring. Furnace Celebration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chromesteed's creeping ever closer to main deck ability, especially with another one. Or I can take Faravor. But of course, I'm thinking about cutting a Wellspring. Yeah, I'm going to take Faravor here. No, I didn't get any mirror, actually. None of you are good. Most potential to annoy me is Barbed Valkyr, I suppose. Take the body. Take the... just in case I still haven't run into the turn 3 Immolating Soul Eater kill with either Assault Strobe or Tainted Strike. So, we're at way too many playables. And we have no acceleration, and we have a lot of expensive nonsense. So we're going to need to trim some fat. Might cut the Blessing. Doesn't seem good. Might. So Carapace is probably going to go. So Chromesteed's out. Yeah, there's, well, 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 well. We shall see what happens here. Alright, so let's get one of you, this thing, that thing, you and you. And then the Daredevil, the Shaman, the Pharaoh, rise into the core, Destruction, Nathasaur, Wellspring, Talisman, Stratascythe, Tumble Magnet, Artisan, Forge Master, Spine. So let's see what the deck needs at this point. Early drops. So let's put the other Leonin in the Hovermere. Or Hovermere over a Leonin. Maybe just Convert goes in. This is not a 16 land deck, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 artifacts, so we can't run Chrome Steed. Can't really run Glider. I think maybe we'll cut this, put the, well, what's the point of running that? What's the point of running these Leonin without the Copper Carapace, though? But we have the Stratascythe, that's the point. Okay. And they clog up the ground. We don't have any flyers, though. Till later. Yeah, I'm going to put the mirror in. I don't even care. Don't even care. I'm going to put Remember the Fallen in, because I like that card. And I'm going to put Loxodon and Convert in, because we need a 4-drop. Yeah, this curve is terrible. And we have a lot of mana requirements. Cool. Maybe Remember the Fallen is just wrong. How could it be wrong? We could put in the other Leonin, we could put in the Carapace, we could put in the Blessing. Shriek Raptor's sitting right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 artifacts with the Forge Master. Maybe we should just cram artifacts into this deck. And then cut you, and put you in, and put you in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 artifacts is an acceptable number to attempt to run a Chrome Steed with. Well, Chrome Steed, but it's so bad when you want to sack the artifacts that you're playing. Clearly, many options. I think I want Remember the Fallen in this deck. And I think I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I want the Shriek Raptor instead of the Forge Master. Even though the Forge Master can search up the Spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's why I was putting him in to begin with. The fact that the Forge Master can sack himself or the Spine. It's awkward. It's going to be awkward no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think this is it. I think this is the deck. 9, 8 sounds right. I feel like we're not running enough cheap creatures. Got the Glider for the other Leonin. I guess Glider's not really doing that much. Alright, whatever. This is not going to end it, but whatever.